What's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back here on Monday at Rosie's Corner, kicking the week off, and so can you. They have got it all out today. The door's open, the fresh air is coming in, and you can grab the pizza and wings. You can grab the hot and cold subs. You can order from the app right here. First delivery or pickup order, $5 off. And don't forget, Fish Friday's coming up, Pork Wednesday, and more. They've got all the desserts rolled out. Try their pickles as well. Put them maybe with a deli sandwich, hot or cold, maybe a pastrami Reuben, something like that. And you got your chips and your other salads, tossed salads and mac salads. All of it is here at Rosie's Corner. You can kind of try some oddball items too that you might not think about. Maybe stuffed shells or maybe a classic burger or some fried shrimp off the appetizer menu. So definitely get in here all week long. Rosie's Corner, Route 11 in Brewerton, a proud Platter supporter. So here we are at the halfway point. I mean, kind of, although a lot of these teams have played well over 90 games. Halfway technically would be 81 games in Major League Baseball. But some key storylines at the midway point in no particular order. First of all, I think the best teams in each league, I think I have to go Tigers in the American League, and I think I would go with the LA Dodgers still in the National League. Now, the teams that are playing the best, well, right now you might not pick those clubs. Certainly in the AL, the Boston Red Sox are playing the best, but as far as best team overall, sustainability, biggest sample size, probably have to take the Tigers, and I'd have to take the LA Dodgers. And the Dodgers now have done this with an array of pitching injuries. At one point a few days ago, they had 15 guys out in the starting pitching rotation and the bullpen combined. Now, nobody's going to feel bad for the Dodgers with, a gigantic payroll. They'll get guys back. That division is theirs to be won, basically. And I think that they'll be the favorite to go to the World Series. Now, the Cubs just took 2 of 3 from the Yankees in New York. I think they're the best challenger to the Dodgers because eventually when this whole thing plays out, if their pitching stays healthy, Imanaga and Boyd were unreal on Sunday and Saturday, respectively. After the Yankees got a great start out of Rodon, they won Game 1. But the Yankees' offense is too inconsistent to put anything together, and so they got mowed down by both Boyd and Imanaga, and of course, big hits galore by a deep Cubs lineup that really, they've been terrific as well. I think the one thing about the Cubs and I think the Tigers and the Astros, I thought those teams would be good this year, but I didn't think they'd be as great as they have been. Now, we've got to see them, sustain it through July and, of course, the dog days of August and all the rest. But, man, when you have Seiya Suzuki, Kyle Tucker, Pete Crow Armstrong, and a bevy of guys right on down the order doing their thing, that Cubs lineup is as good as any in all of Major League Baseball. We know about Betts and Ohtani and Freeman in L.A. We know about a lot of the heavy hitters, there. And I think we're still, at least I'm still waiting for, is there a Braves kind of surge coming? I thought maybe 2-3 weeks ago it was coming. A week before that it was coming, and we didn't really see it, right? Maybe there was a little surge for Baltimore. Now they've come way back. Hey, Toronto leading the AL East. Didn't see that one coming. Can they keep that rolling here? They swept the Yankees and kept it going for a while. Then they struggled against, of all teams, the Oakland Athletics. But back to the Detroit Tigers for just a second. I've talked about them ad nauseum with their young players finally coming to fruition. The Riley Greens and the Spencer Torkelsons, the Dinglers, these kind of players, Carpenter, top pick, top 5 pick, first and second rounders, guys they found late in the draft, the Mises in the rotation, these kind of guys who have been absolutely fantastic. We know about Tarek Skubal, but, some of these other players we were kind of waiting on for a while. It's come to fruition. Just goes to show you how hard the game of baseball is. Sometimes it takes 4, 5, even 6 years to get it going. But a lot of Detroit's draft picks, when they were up there all the time, picking, a lot of these guys have really come to fruition. So pretty cool to see that. Detroit fan base is awesome. They've got great uniforms and awesome D logo and all the rest. Happy for Detroit. We'll see how that goes. Houston, I think they're back independent contention, man. I know we have a long way to go, but this team right now, Correa, not there anymore. Bregman, not there anymore. Tucker, not there anymore. And they just keep humming along, man. You look at Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez in the rotation. The bullpen is overachieved, much like the Cubs, much like the Tigers. And some of these teams right up there where it's about a 5-inning game, the bullpen overachieving is a big deal in terms of shutting the door down. But this Astro team, they never seem to go away. To me, it's probably Detroit and Houston's AL to lose. We got to see the Yankees, sustainability-wise. I don't trust that team. They got a ton of injuries, of course. Luis Heel should be coming back after the All-Star break, but now you lose Clark Schmidt for the year. We know Garrett Cole's out for the year. Max Fried now has the blister issue. I don't know how Cashman's medical team doesn't see this stuff, but he's had blister issues, the whole last 4 years or so. So again, they need sustainable hitting and health. And I don't know if it's even possible to keep up with a Houston or a Detroit. Still have, 70 or whatever games left to play. But right now it looks like Detroit and Houston. In the NL, the Mets, they got to kind of get healthy pitching-wise. I don't like the rotation even when it is healthy. Their bullpen, And we know the Phillies are always there, right? I mean, when you build this thing the way they have front office-wise, all these guys together, Nola, Wheeler, Harper, Schwarber, Trey Turner, all these guys, Castellanos, they're all kind of linked up, lined up together. Their big thing is like the Mets, like I said in the preseason, is that bullpen. We know that the Sanchez's and the Suarez's and the Wheelers and Nolas, they can give you 7, 8 throughout the board. Can the bullpen hold up their end of the bargain? And then you have all these other teams just kind of bundled up like wild card contenders and all the rest. Maybe not real threats, but if they get in the playoffs, can they throw a little bit at you? Maybe the Cardinals here, maybe the Brewers there, maybe a Padres team here, maybe the Diamondbacks there. So all of these clubs are kind of bundled up in there. They're kind of like that third deck there, but I've got Dodgers still there, and then your 1A, 1B, kind of like Cubs, Mets, Phillies, and then kind of everybody else scattered around. But it's going to be a hell of a race, both sides, both leagues, the rest of the way. And the first half, a couple other storylines too. I mean, Aaron Judge is putting up the great numbers again. Ohtani, of course, the pitching and the hitting, will he continue to add pitching numbers and innings as the Dodgers go on? And God almighty, do they need him in the rotation with the injuries. And Cal Raleigh's spectacular switch hitting catching season so far this year. He's got almost 40 home runs at the break, which is wild. I don't want to hear about all the he's got the most home runs since, as a Mariners sense. Well, he played, 12, 13 more games since Griffey, right? So enough of that. But he is having a tremendous, year, and he's an all-around polished catcher. So the little bit of a battle maybe there, second half, Judge and Raleigh for MVP. It will be interesting to see how much Seattle DHs him. Will that affect the ranking? Will it affect the voting? Because playing catcher, his durability plus putting up those numbers, I think would give him even more of an edge against Judge. But again, Judge is a hell of a right fielder too. You got that element. And then when teams get into the playoffs, some of these players who don't deliver in the playoffs, again, the Yankees, you have a Max Fried, you have a Judge, guys who struggle in the playoffs. Again, that's going to be a storyline there as we move forward. The Red Sox are hot. The Blue Jays are leading the division. The Rays seem to be pesky as all get out. The Guardians are a tough out every game. Jacob deGrom has been unbelievable. He's kind of captured some of that old magic in the bottle for the Rangers. So a lot to look forward in the second half, including in 2 weeks. Cooperstown, New York. CC Sabathia and Ichiro Suzuki lead the way for the induction. I will be there with big-time coverage both Friday and Sunday for the induction. For now, though, that's it from Rosie's Corner. ML Sports Take brought to you by Rosie's. Get on over here for pizza, wings, pasta, hot and cold subs, and more all week long. Pork Wednesday, Fish Friday. It's all here. Order online at rosiescorner.net or on the app for $5 off first delivery or pickup order. They've got chicken salad sandwiches. You can get the pastrami Reuben. Try the Gold Fever wings. Get the fresh honey up front with the awesome desserts today. They got brownies, cookies, unreal stuff here. The drinks, the chips, the salads, all to go with your subs and sandwiches as well. Rosie's Corner, Route 11 in Brewerton, a Platter sponsor. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.